Hey everybody, this is Barry, hooked on Headwaters. I want to welcome you to this video where we're going to cover the Three Forks Marsh area. It's at the end of Malabar Road. No matter if you're coming from the north or from the south, you're going to exit off onto Malabar Road, head west all the way down to the end, and then you're going to take a left or head south to the parking lot area. Really nice parking lot, nice big area, not real nice ramps to get in and out of. And then from there, you're going to work your way on down to Satori area. So in this video, we're going to cover quite a bit. So we have broken this down into chapters to make it easier for you. So if you've already seen the first video we did as far as covering the north end here, you can skip that part if you want. Or if you're familiar with, how to navigate all up at this north end, that's fine. Go ahead and jump to a different section. I'm going to go ahead and scroll out here. We're going to break it into pretty much the run that comes straight down to 40. It will be one section. Once we get into 40, we'll show you that, the rock wall, how to get in through here. And then from there, we're going to be running from 1 into 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4, 5, 6. So what we're going to do is basically show you getting through the rock wall here, coming down where the cut through is to get into 2. Once you're into 2, what you're going to do from there, this is the cut here. Where to go from here. You cannot access 3 right now. It's too shallow unless you've been in and out of this place. There's not an easy way to do it, and it's real shallow. We'll show you the run from 2 coming through this cut into 5, which is here. We're going to run into 4 and give you a look around here, and then we'll run over into 6 and give you a look around here. So that'll give you a good idea on as far as what everything looks like. Again, everything will be broken into chapters. You can go down to the description below, pick the section. If you want to jump ahead, just click on the timestamp. It'll tell you above which section that is, and it'll take you directly there. So let's get into the video right now. Hey, it's Barry.
And Dave.
And we're out here on Three Forks today. We wanted to go ahead and fulfill a request that we've had from quite a few of our subscribers as far as giving a rundown on how to navigate Satori, which is a 6-lake compound. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're divided, each one of them, by hard banks and by some
berms.
Yep, berms, vegetation.
Yep.
So you can't, it's real easy to fish. It's just big, square, open lakes. But as you get along the banks, there's some structure to be fishing. Take your pick. 1 is pretty much a canal, as you'll see. 2, you can't really fish. It's your gateway into the back. 4, 5, and 6. 3 is not accessible. But once you get back into 5, which we're actually in 5, which is the middle lake, then you can fish around it. You can I'm not telling them where we're at. We're not in 5. We're in our secret spot. 5 takes you into 4. Or takes over to 6, so whichever way you want to go. And again, you'll see this on video.
Right.
We wanted to do something different.
So what we did is we left the boat ramp, traveled south on that north-south canal, came to 40, went around the corner, and we'll be mapping this out on Google as we talk about the different spots. There are some areas that you need to be really careful about as far as the navigating. You don't want to leave your lower unit here as a memento.
True.
And we are now at the south end of Three Forks, which is always known as Satori's.
Right, that's it. And yeah, as long as you take your time, it really is a great fishery.
Yep.
A lot of fun. You just got to be a little more patient with it than the other places. You can't just run full on all over the place to get out here. But once you're out to the lakes, you're good to go. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into this and get rolling with the track down here.
All right, here we go.
Okay, folks, jumping back to the map here for a second, realize that I did not capture the footage from the ramp down to a certain point, which is okay. The area that I did not capture is all clean to run all the way down, no problem, no stumps, nothing to obstruct your way, nothing to get your props messed up with or anything else, lower units. It's going to be from the ramp straight on down. So basically, I'll just show you here real fast. You're going to come out from the ramp. You're going to pick up this south canal. You're going to run all the way down here. You got a couple intersections that you're going to pass by. Keep on coming. And once we get on, back up here. Went right by it. Once we get down to this area right here. Okay, this is the area that you pretty much have to stop running. You can run on plane all the way down until you get to this area, and it's pretty recognizable. The last thing you're going to run through is really tight reed run. So you're going to have reeds on both sides. That's it. It's just a long stretch. It's really narrow. Not even 2 boats width wide. It's pretty much 1 boat width wide. And you'll know it when you get to the end of it. You'll see ahead of you a bunch of palm trees and everything. Before that, you won't see that. It's just a big, long, like I said, reed run that comes all the way back this way. There's little breakups along the way here where you'll see different things going on as far as water and little pond areas. But when you stay running down here, like I said, the last thing you're going to see is this long reed run, and then it's going to this one right here, and then all of a sudden you're going to see this cut over here, and you're going to see palms and things out here. So that's where we're going to pick up this video, coming off of plane, to show you, oh, here we're getting into the trouble zone. So we're going to jump over to the water now. All right, folks, we've got to the point where we are in Stumpland. We're going to go to the left here of this tree here and go ahead and hook around. This is where it gets kind of crazy out here, but it's well worth the trip. It's the best thing to do if you got 2 guys with you. Go ahead and bring it down. Just be about idle, a little bit above. Throw some glasses on if you got sunshine, and be on the lookout for trees and stumps in the water. You want to keep the speed down really low. That way, if your partner misses a tree, you don't send them into the water. Back down. Oh yeah, good idea. Yeah, bring your motor up as well. Usually do that. Looks like the water level may be up a little bit.
Yeah, water's up.
Yeah, they were running water out of Satori. So yeah, definitely water looks up, which is a good thing. You still don't want to go running through here full speed on plane, but water up is always good. Gets you above a lot of these stumps and logs they're mostly palm that are laying down. Put the call out, fellas, if there's a group of y'all want to come out here one day, gang up and let's get all neutral. Yeah, 1 palm we just went over. Yeah, we were looking to get a bunch of guys to come out here one day and just move all of these palm trees that are laying across here out of here once and for all. That way at least we know we've got a clean run. Yeah, we'll get a, you're not going to be able to run full speed, but at least you know that you're not going to be taking out your prop. So if you're interested in that, make sure you comment below. Say, hey, I'm in. Just let me know. We'll what weekend coming up, and we'll come out here and just run some chains down there and pull these guys up and out of the way. Yeah, the water's definitely up. Although good there. I mean, I can see bottom though, Dave. Getting shallower. Getting shallower, Dave. Yeah. We're gonna have a stump coming up here somewhere. Woo, big old tilapia moving around there. That's the other thing. If you're into bow fishing and you guys want to get together and just come out and have a weekend bow fishing deal, see how many of these tilapia we can take out of here. Let us know down in the comments below as well. That would be a lot of fun to do, and let us know again in the comments below. If you're interested in doing a bow fishing trip, hit us up. We're running our $1.99 special. So we'll come out here to Three Forks, which is really good. We can hit Stick Marsh. North end has been really good, and they're out on Headwaters. They're just these two bodies of water, Three Forks and Stick Marsh, are a little bit more easier to find spots that are wind protected, and the numbers are really good. You get a lot of shot opportunities for sure, especially out here at Three Forks. If you've never been at Three Forks before, it's definitely worth coming out and checking out. It's a really unique fishery, and you know, just even neutral. Yeah, stay on neutral, Dave. Yep. We get a big tree. Got another one coming. Stay on neutral. So as you can see, folks, there's certain sections here. There's like neutral. There's like 5 or 6 trees that are laying across. These are the ones we want to get out of here. Yep, just felt that one. Even though the water's level up, you're still going to wind up getting into them. But it's not bad. You can see we're moving along. Neutral. See, like this, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the kind of stuff you got to watch out for. So if we can move these things out of the way, that'd be great. And then the ones that are underwater, get them out of the way and clean run it down. Neutral.
Pretty clear down here.
What's that?
Nice big tilapia there, is it all right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, tilapia are in here big time. Although I will say that this water is kind of, the bottom's real, oh, I don't know. It's not a clean bottom. So the fish don't taste as good. If you get them in clean water along clean banks, they tend to taste a little better. They're not as muddy tasting. But they're kind of like, what's that?
You can still shoot them.
Oh yeah, we can still shoot. Oh yeah, we got to get them out of here. And I tell you, here's the problem. You know, people are like, well, they're just tilapia, they're just fishers doing their thing. I don't like them because I know what they're doing to the bass population. They blow out the whole beds. They're big fish. They're out here at 8 pounds, 6-8 pounds. They got giant tails on them, and they when they got a bed next to a bass bed, or even, you know, bluegills or whatever, they're fanning their beds. They're just blowing everything around it just from the force of their tail. Everything around its eggs and frying, everything is blowing it out to all the fish that are predator fish, just waiting to just eat up. So, oh, neutral. So I don't like that to begin with them. So hey, take the fish. You felt that one, didn't we? But one more reason that I found to dislike tilapia, you want to take them out. If y'all have never heard of this fish, I believe it's in the Minecraft game. They're called, and I'll probably butcher this word, but axolotl.
All right, everybody, quick axolotl break here, just to show you where these guys live, or what's left of them. The only place they're native to on the planet is this lake here in Mexico. I'm not even going to attempt this name here, but this is it, folks. Right here, the tilapia are just taking them out. Populations are declining rapidly. They're on the extreme endangered list. And just to give you a little perspective here, and this is, you know, something that we tend to forget sometimes, how little we are in the universe, and these little salamanders, just compare them even to planet Earth. Man, let's just back it out. This is it. You won't find them native anywhere else except for right here in these little canal systems, unless you're getting them from a breeder. But man, we got these tilapia are just playing havoc on everything, so they got to go. So let's just keep backing this thing out. Keep an eye on that red dot, folks, as we keep backing out, just to show, give you a little perspective. Doesn't matter. I mean, this is planet Earth here, folks, all over, and where are these little guys located? Right there is it. Now I know there's other, you know, critters around the earth that are, you know, located in very specific areas, but to me it's just pretty amazing how it's one little lake and a set of canals, and that is it. So anyway, take out the tilapia, folks.
because they do the same to bass, they do the same thing to the brim beds. It's just not good. Invasive species. So now I get off my soapbox. So just basically go out there and shoot them. And they're good eating, so they're not getting, they're not going to waste if you cook them right. Dadgum, move some out of there. All right, folks, so as you can see, oh man, that was good. Head down. You're going to probably get the spider webs to the face. Did you get them?
I ate a few. Breakfast.
Dave has had a spider web breakfast out there, folks. That happens sometimes. So as you can see, you just kind of take this slow. There is the airboat canal, which is over there. You can see, but yeah, it is always shallow. It's really difficult to get through there in a boat unless the water level is up really well. I know some guys will just flat out run it, but I don't recommend doing that. Now we're in a tricky area here, bud, so we're gonna go neutral for sure because we're gonna catch this one. Yeah, we should have gone to the right. Yeah, go ahead and raise. Stay to the left then.
Yep.
We got, bloop, bloop. Well, there's some bass in here I'm seeing. Yep, I think we're good. A little bit of work around, we get through it. So it takes a little bit of work and effort to get down here to the Satori lakes, which we're gonna obviously run into 40 first. But it's a nice little scenic ride down. Takes a little bit of time, but if you're gonna spend 4 or 5 hours out here fishing, taking the 15-20 minutes it takes to run down and get through this section is not a big deal at all. So take your time. There's nothing more from here to 40, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Nothing more as far as anything different. Just take your time, work through the stuff, and then when you get to 40, we'll pick it back up just before we get to 40 because there is some areas I want to make sure that you're aware of. So back in a minute. All right, folks, we're getting towards the 40 here. You can tell by the palm trees up there. However, this section, I don't know if it's going to show through, is very shallow running through here. The water's really clean today. The water's been, again, moving out of Satori down through here, so it tends to clean this section up. So you'll see, if you can't see it on this video, will see it for sure when you're riding through here. Very, very shallow. It's very shallow, so you have to really pay attention. There is a lot. We're chasing the tilapia down here. A lot of tilapia running through here. There's armored catfish running through here. You'll see an occasional bass. Lots of species, even catfish you'll see busting through here. Mudfish, a little bit of everything. Really clean and clear today. Yes, it is, and water is flowing. You're right. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do a little stop at the rock wall. That's one thing I can give this away. When the water is flowing from Satori out, you will see the fish tend to stack up in Canal 40, which we're going to run into here, where the rock wall that you go through to get into Lake 1, on this side of it, pretty much that whole area is a good place to stop and fish along the way to wherever you're going to. So don't pass it up. Stop for 5 minutes, throw some chatterbaits, throw some square bills, throw anything around and see if you can't lock onto something. There's some decent fish that hang around, decent size. So we're coming up here to 40. Again, as a reminder, really shallow, and you got to pay attention to where you're going or you will bottom out coming through here. So as you can see, we're going to pretty much stick right to the center of this canal. Again, really shallow. I'm hoping this comes through. I'm trying to get down close to the water. It may just reflect back. You may not see anything. Change the angle a little bit. At least if I drop my phone here, I can jump out and find it. Where's he at? What's that? Oh, now, yeah, right. Yeah, I saw a video where there was a, I don't know, it was a whale, a white, yeah, I forgot what they're called. They're all white. Yeah, the guy was playing ball with it. He'd throw a ball out and he'd bring it back. I think, from what I understand, the gators do that out here. You drop your cell phone in the water, they'll come over, pick it up, bring it back to you. Yeah, so no worries. All right, so we got to go straight forward. Don't veer to the left or right as we're going through here. Actually, veer just to the left. Like, yeah, where my hand is, kind of that direction, because it will get ridiculously shallow on each side. Not that it's already shallow, but yep, just kind of go as you're coming out, just take a slow kind of swing to the left. I'll kind of show you might be able to see down in there just how shallow this is all around. But this is about your best choice right here, exactly where we're going right now. And then it drops off right there. All right, now we are in what's called 40. Goes that way down to a airboat jump, goes over the dike down there, and if you go to this end, this is where you're going to get into the first of the 6 lakes that make up Satori lakes back here. So we'll go ahead and not a whole lot to see down here. The only thing I do want to caution you, as we get down here, you're going to see that this canal gets separated by a reed line. You're going to stay to the left side of the reeds, but favor the right side of the left side of the reeds, if that makes sense. You're going to go to the left, but stick to the reed line, because there is 2 palm trees that are laying in line with this canal, and then one that runs horizontal across the canal, but it's off on that left side, so you want to make sure you stay to the right side of the reed line. You'll be fine, nothing to fret about, but just favor the reed line, you'll be fine. And you're going to go on down, you'll get a break, you'll hit another one, and then right when you get to the end of the second one is when you will run into the where you turn to go into the first lake in the rock wall. So we'll pick it up when we get there. Okay, folks, we're coming up on the, and excuse the wind, we're coming up on the right-hand turn. It's going to take us into Lake 1. Now, the way that we define these lakes of Satori is, one is going to be on the northeast side, then you going west will be number 2, and going further west will be number 3. Behind 1 on the east side will be 4, middle towards the west will be 5, and then 6 will be the furthest west lake of the 6 lakes out here at Satori. So you basically can't fish. We'll get into what you can and can't fish, but we're going to go ahead and take a right-hand turn here. Now, it is very, very, very important. If you don't hear anything else we talk about in this video, it's going to be the rock pile. Now, as you can see up here, there's a break. Now, you would think you can just run right down the middle, but if you do not hug the right-hand side of this, you are going to run into rocks. Now, there is rocks coming off the right-hand side. You see the lighter brown colored brush pile up here. That's where the rocks are, okay? So you're going to want to stay close, but not dead up against them. You want to make sure that you do not get too far to the left here, because there is rocks. Yep, to the right, Dave, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Raise the motor. Oh yeah, raise it big time, all the way up. Yep, rocks there, you can see those all rocks. So if you were to turn around and come through here on a full run, you are not going to be happy. You're going to lose your motor.
You will be airborne.
Yeah, exactly. So pay attention coming through there. Favor that right side. Take it really slow. We had a little bit of wind pushing us out, so a little bit more challenging coming through there. But and it's a fairly tight deal. And I don't mean to run y'all off, because you guys are all experienced in your boats. I know y'all know how to use them, but just really pay attention. So now we're coming into, this will be the entrance into Lake 1 again. This is going to be at the northeast of the 6 lakes. If you look at this on Google Maps, you'll see it very clearly. 6 lakes, so we call this 1. And one of the best places to fish, or really the main place you can only fish in 1, is going to be the main canal that we're going to be running up to here in just a minute. This kind of does a little windy deal, and then we will get rolling up here into this main canal that runs straight down and it's divided by a body of land that you can't get through. So there's only one way to get over to 2, which we're going to take here in just a second when we get down here. But this is pretty much wide open. You can run this, you don't run into any trouble, but depending on the wind, depending on what's going on, the right hand side can be very good. That would be the west side of the canal. There's a lot of old dead trees down in there. They got branches coming up and things. Fish hold around them. Very good for shiner fishing, very good for artificial fishing. But then we get equally good reports as far as the east side of the canal, working your way down. It's deep in the middle. Use your electronics. You're going to find fish along the way, so definitely check this area out. There's some good numbers of fish to be caught in here. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to back up here. We're going to jump up on plane and just kick on some music for y'all to listen to, and we're going to run down this canal until we get to the break that takes us over to 2. So hit it, Dave. Okay, folks, let's get turned around here. We're going to show you. We want to run all the way down to the end so you can see what it looked like down there. Now, there is a couple different canals you're going to see that run west, but you got to be careful to make sure you get the right one. You can see on this side where the reeds kind of, no, I don't know. There's reeds there, and then there's a little bit of a break, and then reeds there. That little cut back right there is your sign that this is the place you want to be for the canal, the correct canal, to run down to number 2. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to run to number 2, and this canal can be, sometimes it'll get blocked up. Most of the time it's okay. It's not real deep, but you're fine. Stay on plane. You're good to get all the way down. So let's do it. Okay, folks, we are coming, this is 2, okay, I mean, yes, Lake 2. You can't really go any further west. If it's open, you can run back to the north, and there's some good areas to fish down there, but most of the time it's blocked off. But it looks pretty open today. Check it out if you're out, but it can be really shallow. You really want to go ahead and make a left-hand turn here. So again, this is all Lake 2. As you can see, not really fishable due to the sheer growth of the hyacinths, the lily pad, everything out there. So really, 2 is a gateway to number 4, 5, and 6 in the back. So, and 3 you really can't get to either. There's a way to get there, but 2 and 3, forget it. They're super shallow and difficult for most everybody to get into unless you're really experienced out here. But great fishing back here in 4, 5, and 6. That's the prime places to go. So we're going to go ahead and head back to 5, which will be the center lake on the south side of the 6 lakes here. Okay, let's do it. Everybody, we are now coming into 5, which is the center lake of the back 3. So 4 is going to be to our left or the east, 5 is dead ahead, 6 is over to the right, which is going to be to the west. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to get into number 4. They're basically the same when it comes to layout, depths, things like that. Some people have preferences as to where they fish out here. Really the best advice we can probably give you is go ahead and just, you know, depending on wind and what style of fishing you're doing, just work the shoreline. So like work the north end of 5 here. You can work north all the way down to the hard bank that runs that way, that separates the lake. You can fish the south end always on all 4, 5, and 6 south end. So we're going to go ahead and focus on 4 right now. We're just going to kind of pop in, do a little pan around, but they all pretty much look the same. In the back of 4, there's that'll lead to stick marsh. You can't get to it, but anyway, a lot of people like to fish back there. There's a deep hole. Anywhere you run though, just be careful. There are some sticks here and there, but the most important thing you need to know when you're running this is where you can go through into 4. In between these, you'll see that there's breaks, but in between these breaks is sandbars. So you got to make sure that you're going through the right one, or you can potentially, if you're running full on especially, you can put the brakes on your boat in a hurry and throw everybody forward. So we're going to run down here just a little bit. It's the first bigger opening. If you happen to bring folks out here for the first time, if they haven't seen gators, it's really cool because each one of the breaks, there's usually gators sitting on either side, and you'll see them take off and dive into the water. Pretty neat sight for those people that are not used to seeing gators. This wider section that we're going to...
Nice big gator to your left. Oh, he just went in the water.
Just going in? Yep.
Oh,
I was going to say, Dave, why don't we go ahead and do this? Let's go ahead and just pull up towards the close, and then we'll sneak down here and see if we can catch one of them. He went under, yep. They're always hanging out right in these openings. But this opening, like ahead of us, too shallow to run through. So there's no way you're going to get through there. So we're just going to go ahead and take a little slow boat. Let's just go ahead and...
Right in front. Right, that's stick up. That front. Then we're swimming across. Going right. Swimming right. Keeping them in front of the boat.
Yeah, we'll move up on them there.
Right in front of us.
Right dead ahead.
Went down.
Yep.
Went down.
And for those folks who are like, oh, no gators, that's what gators do. You get close to them like that in a boat, they go down. They don't want anything to do with you.
Nope.
And I know I'm preaching to the choir to most of the folks that are watching. Yep, even in the kayak. So, all right, let's do a little quick run down here to this bigger opening here, and we'll pop into 4. But as you can see, you know, they're just square lakes. That's all they are. One square. You can't get lost. You can't get turned around. You can see exactly where you are. Anywhere you are in 4, 5, 6 is the same way. but some really good fishing in between. Let me see if there's any gators sitting in this little opening here by chance. Nope. All right. There's no. All right, so this is the opening to get into 4. You can see that it's obviously a lot wider. Actually, there's a boat in the way, not in the way, but in the intersection. So it's a lot wider across here. This is a section to get into 4 to fish, and you will see gators popping off these ends. That's right. He'll be all right with a sneaking bomb. What do you say, Danny? We got you on film anyway, brother.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
All right. Good luck, brother.
Thank you, guys.
All righty. All right, so we're into 4 now. It's deep enough to come through. You got to watch out for the shallow. Where you going? Where you gonna run, Dave? We'll just kind of here. We don't need to go all the way around the whole lake here.
Yep.
Again, you can fish your shorelines there along the north side. If you're into bow fishing, that whole east side is really good, and then all the way back in that corner is good for specks. Can be good back in there. That has a canal that runs to the stick marsh, and then this south bank is also good for fishing as well across there. And then you can always go ahead and work these dividers, although we find that the tilapia are really thick along here, so another great place for bow fishing is on this side. When the winds and the sun conditions are right, you can load up all the way along here and definitely load up all the way along that east bank over there. So this is just a general idea of what 4 is like. You can pretty much run it. When you do get back to that corner in the back though, slow it down. There is some stick-ups back there. Nothing that's going to take your motor out, but just slow it down, take it easy going up in there, and you'll be just fine. So Dave, let's go ahead, since Danny's in the middle there, let's go ahead and see if we can, yeah, we'll see if we can just sneak through one of these cuts here. It's going to get super shallow, but if we motor up all the way, we should be fine. If not, I'll just get out and push us. All right, folks, here's an example. We're going to give you an example of how it can be. You can, if you're going to cut through here like we're doing, only because Danny's down there, you got to motor up all the way because it gets super shallow right here. Are you up all the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Right down the middle.
Right on. Cool, cool. Just touched. All right, so we're back into 5 again. So we're going to go ahead and run 5 straight across, and we'll show you 6. Again, south end, fish the south end, bank, just kind of fish all the way around. But let's go ahead and jump into 6. Go that way. All right, everybody, your key to knowing where your entrance is into 6 here is going to be these stick-ups right here, stick-ups there. So you can go ahead and go through here, but anytime you go through these, always take it slow because the water level rises and falls out here. So don't take it for granted that it's deep enough. There's no reason not to just come off plane, idle through, make sure you're good, then you can jump right back up and go. So we're just gonna go ahead, and once we jump into 6, we'll just kind of run out the middle area and just kind of give you an idea what's around once we get there. So we'll go ahead and get through here and take it from there. Oh. All right, folks, so again, looks very similar. You can fish, you know, as you're coming through these breaks, fish around. These break points are also really good for fishing. You know, like the wind's pushing through right now, so sitting on either side of the opening and fishing the push through is really good idea. And there's, you know, multiple ones as you move on down, so that's always a good idea. The fish just wishing he was on the end of my line. And then we've got the north side. Excuse me, we got the north side bank. You can fish that. That's really good over there. And then of course over there is the west bank. There is a lot of eelgrass over there. Once you get into that, pay attention, but really good fishing in eelgrass. So a good area over there. A nice area to investigate. You just work your way all the way down that west bank, and then of course all the way at the south end, and back up along here. Just, you know, get out here, scout it out, see what you like. You know, depending on what you do, if you're pitching and flipping, you got a little bit of that. You just throwing flukes, you got that. Worms, you got that. Top water in the morning when the water's calm, you got that. A little bit of everything for everybody. And there is some big ones in here. A buddy of mine took a friend of his out, pulled up a nice 9-pounder here last week. So there is big fish out here to be caught. Just a matter of getting out here and doing it. It takes a little bit more effort than most of the other bodies of water around, but the pressure on this lake is greatly reduced because of headwaters. A lot of people still fishing stick marsh, they like that. So Three Forks, because it is a little bit more challenging coming down the main canal, a lot of times people are hesitant to come out here, but they're missing out on a great fishery. This is definitely one to hit. Really pretty, lots of wildlife as well. So that's going to wrap it up, Dave, I think, for how to navigate the 6 lakes of Satori. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, dang, fish are we got fish, Dave. Fish are teasing us. This is a good area.
We are back.
All right, folks.
Wow, some good stuff right there.
Now you should know how to navigate, clearly
Yes,
navigate
sirree.
from the ramp all the way down into Satori and fishing the 6 different lakes that are
Now
back
you
there.
guys need to send us all your images of all the fish you catch in this area now that you know how to get here. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can email that to us, Dave at hookedonheadwaters.com or Barry at hookedonwaters.com, or you can go to our Facebook group page at Hooked on Headwaters Facebook page, Hooked on Headwaters group, and make sure you post or your fishing pictures there.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, don't overlook that group page, folks, because you know, we want to grow that, and we're seeing lots of interaction now, and more and more people jumping on there. So we really appreciate that. That gives us a chance to see the catches. And it doesn't matter where you're at, anywhere in the country. I don't care if you're in the world. Post your pictures up.
Yeah.
Any
Got some
crazy
buddies. I know some buddies of mine are hooking into some nice striped bass up north. Send us those pictures if you're on. So we enjoy. Everyone will enjoy watching it. And if you got a little story behind it, let us know.
Absolutely. Just a quick reminder: bait fuel again is on AmericanBaitWorks.com. So make sure you get over there. Just type in bait fuel in the search bar. You'll jump on it. And if you use Headwaters 15, of course, you're going to get 15% off. And that bait fuel, if you have not done this yet, we've been mentioning this. There's a reason.
Yeah.
For those folks that fish saltwater, if you've ever, I guarantee you've heard of slam shadies, right? And we're doing a quick little we'll give them a thumbs up because we'll give them a plug. Those guys are awesome, right?
Awesome.
The baits just work. Well, that's the equivalent would be bait fuel over here now on the freshwater side. As far as the way it works, its effectiveness is just one of those things that comes along every once in a great while that just flat works.
Yeah.
And we want you guys to have an opportunity to get up there, grab hold of some, judge for yourself. You're going to find that it works. There's guys out there winning tournament after tournament now using bait fuel. I think what's going to happen is everybody's going to be using the tournament, so it'll equal it out again. But those guys are using it now.
There's one thing I'll mention. One thing I really like about it. It catches fish, obviously, but normally these attractants stink to high heaven, and they stay on your hand, and it's just awful. This does not have a pungent smell. It does not. No. It's pretty much it really has no odor. But it works. If you get it in your hands, no problems. You won't go home stinking like God knows what.
I can't figure it out. All I know, and I keep throwing my wife on Eric, and although I was catching fish when we were out the other day, but she went from catching decent fish with the Okeechobee craw,
yeah,
to all of a sudden bigger fish with the bait fuel on her worms. Now I don't want her to use it anymore because it just is what it is. But the fact is, it really, really does work, and that's why I related to the slams, because if you know slams, they hit market by storm, but they work. Bait fuel, same thing. So check it out for certain. Other than that, Dave, I don't know. We got any more housekeeping that we need to do here?
We just want to thank the Blue Cypress Lakeside Cabins. Great place to stay. Check them out. We also want to thank the Davis House Inn in Sebastian, Florida. Nice place along the Indian River there. Another great place to stay. Great restaurants, and we highly, highly recommend them. As for our discount, Hooked on Headwaters, they'll both give you a discount for staying there.
Yeah, and any of you guys have stayed there, and we know there's a lot of folks who have. Help the other folks out there and let them know that you stay and what you feel about it. Don't just, because a lot of times I know you guys watch videos and people recommended products, and it's like, hey, you guys are just getting, you're either getting free stays or whatever. Folks that have stayed there, drop your comments below. Hear it from the rest of the guys out there and gals that have stayed, and take what they've got to say, and you'll be as convinced as we are that they are the best places to go. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for this week's episode. We will see you next week.
So long. God bless. Have a great week.